A minute is not a lot of time, and yet it is an extraordinary amount of time. Relaxing on the beach? Those are short minutes. Waiting in line at the post office? Long minutes. Assuming we sleep 7 to 8 hours a night, we are given about 1,000 waking minutes per day. It sounds like a lot, but I think we can all agree that in the fast-paced world of the 21st century, it can often feel like there's a bit of time inflation going on. Is a 21st century minute really as long as a minute from our childhood? Hi, my name is Michael Karras, and I'm a professional juggler, entrepreneur, designer, and self-proclaimed efficiency expert living and working in New York City. Welcome to Michael Minutes, a video blog dedicated to ideas that are inspiring, thought-provoking, possibly random, but promise not to take up more than 1 or 2 minutes of your time. My motto for years has been 3 simple words: make it happen. Cliché, possibly, but make it happen in my mind is the key difference between creation and stagnation. Ideas are gold, but you can't get to that gold unless you get off your butt and start mining. Thanks so much for watching this intro video. Welcome to Michael Minutes. Now let's get to work. Sometimes it's smart to assume people are stupid and can't spell. Let me explain. I have some friends who have a band called the Maestrosities. If you can spell Maestrosities correctly on your first try, good for you. However, because they realized that most people aren't as smart as you, they decided to get a URL that is so genius, I didn't even believe it was real. And that's why it's genius. Go to www.thecoolestbandever.com. No, really, I'm not joking. Oh, and if you forget the, they've also got just coolestbandever.com. Aside from the fact that the URL piques curiosity, it also uses 4 elementary school words that only have 1 spelling. It allows the band to advertise almost anywhere without the aid of text or the awkwardness of making sure you wrote it down correctly. It's instantly memorable and redirects to their true site, maestrosities.com. Let's all make sure our marketing is ear-friendly. I have a redirecting website called NewYorkCityJuggler.com for this same reason, and my Twitter handle is @NYCJuggler. Some would argue that this detracts from your name brand. I believe that as long as the content is name heavy, it doesn't matter how your customers got there. You want people to come into your store, right? Let's make the door as easy as possible to open. Hey Bob, can I use your Wi-Fi? Sure, Bob says. What's your password? You ask. Bob looks at you with sheer terror in his eyes. There could be multiple reasons for this. 1, Bob has no idea what the password is, most likely because he connected to it once 6 years ago. 2, the password is located on the back of the router, which involves crawling under a bed or desk to reach. Or lastly, 3, Bob knows the password, but it's about 35 characters long, and is a pain in the behind to recite to you. Do not be like Bob. Make your house Wi-Fi friendly today. Step 1. Find out exactly what your Wi-Fi password is, including capitals and lowercase letters. Step 2. Create a text document on your computer with the name of your network and the password right below it. Step 3. Print out this text document and tape it to your wall. If you don't own a printer, we'll get to that in an upcoming episode. Step 4. Direct your visitors, but not your neighbors, to this piece of paper whenever they visit. They can enter it into their device at their leisure and save you time and energy. Numbers are kind of awesome. I mean, I love numbers. I'm a math nerd. Unfortunately, there's a new type of number in town that is threatening to destroy the very creative and productive fabric of our lives. I speak, of course, of the notification number. It's usually red, the color of pure evil, and strawberries. We are often living reactive lives instead of proactive lives, and the latest scourge is that of these red numbers. They pop up everywhere, from Facebook to your inbox to your apps, tempting you with that sweet, sweet release of false productivity. Too much of our day is spent reacting to these persistent bells and whistles instead of methodically working towards what we actually want to accomplish in life. Many of us, myself included, trend toward laziness, which is why the notification alert is so enticing. It requires zero creative thought to consume. And because it seems the next one is never more than a few moments away, we never really give our brains the time they need to get the creative juices flowing. Creative thought isn't just a switch you can turn on and off. It takes some revving up before it really starts to cruise. And in this metaphor, those pesky red number ones may as well be stop signs. So how do we change this behavior? Well, think about it this way. You could choose to do a teeny tiny load of laundry every single day. Or you could do what most intelligent adults do and wash a large load once a week. Or 2 weeks. When it comes to our digital notifications, however, we seem to want to wash every sock individually. As a result, we're constantly watching the spin cycle of life, stuck in a laundromat, crossing items off a to-do list instead of a bucket list. Facebook after 4 is an exercise I've tried that has helped. Basically, only access Facebook after 4 p.m. That ensures that your workday is totally free from social distractions. Also, turn off those instant mail notifications on your phone. Check your email when you want to check it. Don't let those email dings throw off your groove. Trust me, that Groupon spam isn't going anywhere. A wise woman once said to me, "You'll never forget to do something you want to do." In the 21st century, we all want to stay abreast of our digital media. But let's face it, we're always going to get around to checking those pesky red numbers. But the higher those numbers climb, the better we're doing in a sense by practicing restraint. Anyone can react. Choose to act. Label makers. Do you own one? If not, run, don't walk to your nearest office supply store and get one. I use the Dymo LetraTag, which retails for $26 on Amazon Prime as of this video. A label maker is a must-have device for efficiency experts. You type something onto the screen, you hit print, and boom, out comes a sticker, which you can peel and place wherever you like. It even has built-in scissors. Boom! Hello. Here are some fun ways to start using your label maker right away. Number 1, label common items that a lot of people have. So for example, an iPhone charger, I printed out a label that said MK, my initials on it, so that it doesn't get mixed up with other people's. Number 2, it is the best way to know how long your products last. Because of label makers, I know that I bought my printer on September 21st, 2011, and this tripod on May 14th, 2014. Number 3, have too many nondescript cords and cables and converters? Use labels to remind yourself what each of them do. We've got my HD camcorder over here and my Toshiba laptop over here. Number 4, if you have ugly handwriting, it's just a nice way to label folders, drawers, and other office items professionally. And besides, pens and pencils don't work on a lot of surfaces, but stickers will stick to just about anything. Number 5, I know you may have fancy schmancy GPS-enabled ways of finding your lost phone, but you know what, sometimes all you need is a good old-fashioned label with your email on it. That's it. Have fun with your new label maker, and if you already own one, leave a comment below about how a label maker has made your life better. Thanks. See you next time. Never turn down service. For those of you who know me, I am a simple man with simple tastes, and often feel squeamish at the thought of first-class pampering. That being said, when I first started performing on cruise ships, I was introduced to turn-down service.
Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
What is turn-down service? Well, basically, while cruise ship passengers are eating dinner, cleaning ninjas come into your room and make your beds. Why? Because the cruise ship industry is all about service and luxury, and making you feel like a king on your grand nautical voyage to Cozumel. Often, the room cleaning staff will leave a silly origami animal made out of one of your bathroom towels, or at the very least, a chocolate on your pillow. Not too long after one of these cruise ship experiences, I had some out-of-town friends stay at my apartment. Like me, these are very down-to-earth people who were basically just looking for a place to crash. However, in an effort to maybe be ironic, but definitely to put a smile on their faces, I pre-made their beds before they arrived and bought a bag of Dove dark chocolate so that I could put one on their pillows. Also, even though I know exactly what my friends look like, I decided to write both their names on a cardboard sign and stand at baggage claim holding it up. They cracked up when they saw the sign, and they were equally excited about the pillow chocolates. In this series, I often talk about being an efficiency expert. I crave efficiency, but mostly when it comes to the mundane. Yes, airport security, post office lines, checking out at the supermarket can and should all be faster. But sometimes it's not about the path of least resistance. It's about the path of most laughter. And when it comes to things you want to do, it's worth taking a little extra time to make a moment special. With just the tiniest extra effort, we can easily transform the mundane into the memorable. A pancake with a syrupy smile, a hidden message in a loved one's shoe, or even just simply a chocolate on a pillow. It may not be efficient, but it makes life so much more tasty. Ding! You've got junk mail! Although I'm a huge proponent of combing your email's junk folder for the occasional nugget of gold, I will be the first to admit that it is an annoying process. There's a lot of baloney, and by baloney I mean e-blasts from various newsletters that you signed up for long ago, both knowingly and unknowingly. Stupid box I forgot to uncheck. For many years I became accustomed to just deleting anything that wasn't important. And then one day it dawned on me. You know, if I spent just 5 to 10 seconds to actually unsubscribe from this random pizza place's email list, I would enjoy one less junk mail per day. Baby steps. From that point on, if I noticed any recurring e-blast that held absolutely no interest for me, I would take a few extra seconds to actually unsubscribe from it rather than just deleting it. I'm happy to say that nowadays my junk mail folder gets a lot less action, making it easier to spot the good stuff when it does come through. This may seem completely obvious to you, and it kind of is, but I believe it points to a slightly more complex and enlightening lesson that has nothing to do with email. Think about your life. What are you deleting on a daily basis that perhaps you should unsubscribe from? That late night snack? That third cup of coffee? That friend who's weighing you down? Deleting is the easy, tempting, under-the-rug, temporary fix. Unsubscribing is a conscious, deliberate, goal-oriented solution. Don't just delete your problems, unsubscribe from them. In the midst of the digital revolution, we sometimes forget the power of paper. Paper's pretty awesome because it doesn't run on battery and is 100% reliable. Let's get to the point. These days, boarding passes, tickets, and other important documents can all be downloaded and stored on your digital devices. One could argue that this is a wonderful green evolution, and I couldn't agree more. That being said, however, efficiency experts always carry a paper ticket or boarding pass in their pockets as a backup. It's possible that your digital device could run out of battery or be unable to access the internet, in which case that paper version, while using a little bit of ink and wood, could save you a lot of headache. Notice I mentioned the internet not working. Account for this also. Most modern day phones allow you to take a screenshot of whatever's on your phone at the time. Before leaving your house, take a screenshot of whatever important document you need so that it can be accessed anytime offline in your photo gallery. Additionally, when traveling, don't recycle this paper version until you've arrived safely at your destination. You never know when you'll be asked to verify details regarding your itinerary, and it's less disconcerting to hand a stranger a piece of paper than your $500 digital device. Power and space. In today's hyper-connected digital world, we need both, and that power and space must be portable, reliable, and on our terms. Here are two game-changing products, under $25, that you should purchase today. Product number 1, a keychain USB flash drive. As of this video, you can get a 64 gigabyte keychain USB flash drive for just $25 on Amazon. Or for the budget conscious, you can still get a 32 gigabyte keychain for just $13. And as we know with technology, those prices are only going to come down. This is a no-brainer. It fits on your keychain, just like so, and goes with you everywhere. It's like your own personal cloud in your pocket. You can use it to back up important documents or media that you may have to transfer onto somebody else's computer, or simply have an empty one so that you can take large files from others when needed. No internet connection required. Product number 2, a portable power bank with at least 10,000 mAh. This was a game changer for me. Now for a while I thought about making a Michael Minute about buying one of these. It's a cheap $5 electric power splitter that turns one outlet into 3. Useful for those times when outlets are hard to come by and thus need to be shared. This is still useful to have, but now that power banks have come down in price, you can completely untether yourself from outlets forever. Don't let outlets and their silly locations dictate your life. Be your own outlet. In fact, your phone can be charging in your front pocket while your power bank is in your back pocket, connected via cable. It's like the chain wallet of the future. One bonus tip for my efficiency experts: if you don't already own 2 charging cables for your phone, get on that. One can always stay at home with you for charging while you sleep, and the other one goes around with you in your bag. People lose these cables all the time, and never at convenient times. So having 2 of something that charges the thing that connects you to the world is probably a good idea. Thanks for watching. I'll put a link to the products I showed you today in the description below. And as someone much wiser than me once said, be the charge you wish to see in the world. Wait, was that it? Congratulations! We've made it to the 10th episode of Michael Minutes. That's at least a whopping 10 minutes of material. And boy is my wardrobe tired. But seriously folks, I appreciate you all for watching my face for this long, and I hope you've all gotten something out of the first season of my video series. Most people in the world know me for my juggling talents, and for those who know me even better, they know I can be a somewhat quiet person. I'm not a man of many words, but if you steer me to a topic that I'm passionate about, I can't shut up. I'm passionate about a lot of things: juggling, theater, art, creativity, efficiency. But to encapsulate all of that into one idea, I'm basically passionate about ideas, and making those ideas happen. Ideas are incredibly powerful, yet incredibly dangerous. Why? Because technically they don't really exist. But they can fool you into thinking they exist. For example, my phone notepad is filled with ideas. But just because they're written down doesn't mean they exist. No, the problem with ideas is that they are perfect. All ideas are perfect inside our minds, and that's why we like to keep them there, safe from the harsh realities of the real world. The minute we take an idea out of our brain or off our notepads and begin playing with it in the real world, it can be extremely disappointing. Imperfections stare us in the face. Costs are higher than we expected. Time constraints surprise us. And worst of all, we might even be faced with the sad reality that we don't like the idea as much as we thought we did. One of my mantras for the past year has been, better done than perfect. I've always strived to put out top quality content in my life, whether it's a live performance, a high school book report, or a video blog. However, as a freelancer working outside the constraints of bosses and deadlines, I've often been forced to hold my own lighter to my own butt. Process is important and crucial, but don't get caught in its quicksand. You hold yourself to higher standards than almost anyone else. Get your ideas, get your product out into the world, and then focus on learning and applying that knowledge to whatever comes next. Focus on the core of your idea, and don't get bogged down by all the unimportant details. For example, am I absolutely in love with the neon lights intro for Michael Minutes? No. It's alright, but it's short and sweet and costs very little to make, and is really just a doorway into what I actually want to share with people. My random ideas about efficiency. So as we wrap on the first season of Michael Minutes, I'd like to issue you all a call to arms. Go into the new year with not just ideas and dreams and wishes. Go into the new year with plans, specific, realistic plans, to take 1 or 2, not 5, of your big ideas and start getting them off the ground. Break your idea up into a few small beginning chunks that you can make some headway on. A great first step, in fact, the great first step, is simply telling other people about your idea. Asking for advice, consulting with people on an issue that they may know more about, or studying other people who have done an idea similar to yours and seeing how they made it happen. Whenever I would close my eyes as a kid and blow out the candles to make a wish, my parents would always ask me what my wish was. As a kid, this didn't make any sense. I mean, shouldn't my wish just come true through the power of candle smoke rising to the heavens? No. The more people you have on board and excited about your ideas, the better. If no one knows your ideas, there's no one to give you a hard time when you don't pursue them. After all, the hardest things to accomplish in life are the things we don't have to accomplish. See you next season.